Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I want to read on Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema. I'm going to look at her karma, past, present, and future, and her political future as well. It's like she's under some weird cloud thinking that we have to stick with the archaic rules of the filibuster rather than amend it. She's just seems very hard and rigid to me. So anyway, I'm going to drop the camera down and finally get started on this reading. Okay, hold on. Okay, so these are the decks I'll be using. But I found something interesting that I couldn't share because I can't really say it out loud. Well, I could, but I don't think it's necessary. But I found this photo of her on Twitter. Okay, so there's Kyrsten Sinema. I'm going to scroll in so you can see her ring. And now you can read it. So that's where she's coming from. Great. Lovely. Do your job well, right? Anyway, okay, so the Urban Tarot and Kipper. Let me get this one going first. And I mostly want to know if she's bought and paid for, just like, we were wondering with Joe Manchin. And thank you so much for all your comments about the relationship with, all the financial dealings about his daughter with the EpiPen and his wife. All of that. So anyway, I will read on both of them separately. I have to get my brain inside of intention into Kyrsten Sinema's political, the reason she's there, how she got there, and then also looking at her future. So using the tarot first. Okay. All right. That feels complete. It's a miracle to me how I can get the right cards with all this mess that I make ahead of time. But anyway, so we just, with this gal, we have to remember that the Democrats want to change the filibuster rule, and so that it can go from needing a 60-person vote to, simple majority. And she says ridiculous things like the system isn't working effectively. Yeah, that's true. But in her belief, in her brain, she thinks that the Senate should fix their behavior rather than change the rule. Well, you know what? The filibuster was never put in the Constitution, so do your homework, girlfriend. Anyhow, she's refusing to support, filibuster, to raising the minimum wage, and Democrats in Arizona are not happy with her at all. So what is really going on? Two of Cups. Ooh, so she's in partnership with someone. Two of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. She bought and paid for. Strength. Prince of Cups. In this deck, it's called the Filmmaker. And the Four of Swords. So she's there. She was put there in by strong people who had money, who had the money that could create the change. That's the partnership. That's the working relationship. And she's really there with the Prince of Cups reversed. You can look at the image there. It's called the Filmmaker in this deck. She's really there, I think, just to put on a front. if we turn this upside down the way it came through, what do we see there? Loser! God. But you know, prince or page, whatever, prince or princess in this deck, and this is a rendition of a Crawley deck, Aleister Crowley's deck, and he was in reaction to the king, so with him, there are no kings, there are just prince and princess and knight and queen. So there's two, so this would be the masculine version of the Page of Cups. For me to narrow it down in my brain, that's how I have to go with it. So that makes me think that there's some insecurity going on within her, and she's not going anywhere with the Four of Swords. And I think she's in there just to become a very ineffective Democrat. They already have a Republican, so, you know, they're going to, I think they'll vote her out. I'm pretty sure her future is doomed. Yeah, I've got the Devil reversed. She will be released from her job. Yes, I believe so. And then there'll be some peace. But this card can also be about denial sometimes too. So it's interesting. So the Strength card is where the strength, she gets the strength from this change. But I still don't see, let's see. Oh, so Eight of Cups, but it came through reversed. To me, this card's more about, besides, you know, something not working out, it's more to me about walking away, well, when it's reversed. It's about walking away from self-responsibility. And then Prince of Wands. So she's not standing up and she's not saying, she's not standing up or saying anything that has to do with what the Democrats want. She's just there, you know, she might just be another little, you know, like Joe Manchin, like the psychopathy that's within Joe Manchin and you know, Donald Trump and many leaders. See, that's one of the things when it comes to leadership. When it comes to leadership, there is usually, if it's not tempered well, if the person has not done their deep soul work, there's usually some, at least a little bit of narcissism in the leadership, because it takes a certain amount of putting yourself ahead of others. Unless you're healthy, then you can include yourself with others and you can work with others and there's teamwork. But that's not where she's coming from. That's not where Joe Manchin's coming from. So to me, they're like, you know, energy whores, energy vampires, fame whores. And yeah, there's no excuse for their childhood wounding, but of course their wounding is that they never got the attention that they needed in order, you know, as a little one, as a toddler. And now my point with that is that their toddler, their 2-year-old, their, you know, 2-year-old is acting out on full display. And we can see that as a grown-ass adult. So it's not letting them off the hook at all. It's just, I'm just saying the way it is. So let's see who, well, I don't know if I can get who exactly, who she's bought and paid for by, if that's the case, but she's in partnership. So let's see with the Kipper. Now you can see why I always have to resort to, you see, right there. I always have to resort to Kipper rather than the Tarot, because in the Tarot, what are you going to get? You've got 78 cards. You might get the Six of Pentacles reversed or straight up to show if there's money flowing through, but you're not going to get a whole lot more usually. We could see though that she's in partnership and it's coming through again. Okay, so Kyrsten Sinema, what is up with you? What in the world is going on? And then I may reshuffle to look at her future. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting. So what has happened? What got this woman into... Well, we do know that it was, you know, Democratic pushing and you know, to get her into position. We needed a Democrat in there, and they did their best. But what's really going on? Yeah, okay. So, actually, maybe I can move this up a little bit to allow for if some closed captioning can come through. It usually does eventually. Sometimes it takes time with YouTube. Sometimes it'll take a whole day. Okay, so this has to do with meetings. The child is all about new starts. Something new. It could be something small. So this would be meetings with her, because remember, this is the past. Like, what happened? How did she get there? There were meetings. I mean, we have a wealthy person here, but this is the wealthy man is a younger man. So she hooked up with somebody, and it may have even been, you know, someone in the Democratic Party to try and get her in there, right? Because they wanted, here's the deal. Yes, money came in. I can't say who it is right now, but they're you know, not happy with it at all. Whoever this person is, being that it's someone younger, it's not the Koch brothers. It's not, now it could be someone, because we have the community card here, you know, these two cards are flanking each other, mirroring each other. It could be that it's the community of wealth, as in Citizens United, you know, Heritage Foundation, Federalist Society. It's usually not, you know, one person, but it looks to me like she had money coming in from both sides. She had some money from the Republicans that wanted her in there because they knew she would flip and do whatever they wanted. And then also she got money from Democrats that wanted, you know, to fill the position with a so-called Democrat. But she's a fraud. She's an immature fraud. And now the Democrats are really concerned. The Democratic money that came through, it will end. It won't ever happen again. It's over. That money coming through is over. This is her campaign finance. And, you know, now at this point it's like, oh no, you know, what do we do? How do we get her out of here? You know, this is a card of pessimism and gloominess. It's the depression card in the deck. Well, one of them. It's not quite as bad as the stress adversity card, but because this whole thing is in the past, this could also be speaking to how the Republicans needed to spend some money to get someone in there to end the gloomy position that they're in. You know, because the majority of voters are not Republican. It's only like 27% of voters are Republican. So they have to cheat in order to try and stay in power, and they have been doing so very well for many years. So once, you know, the super PACs are gotten rid of at some point, that will happen, they're gone. And here, I still have this card out. Here's where the GOP party is headed. They've done this to themselves. So, but anyway, Kyrsten Sinema was put in there by the Democrats and the Republicans, and the Democrats didn't know they were being duped. And with the thievery card here, it's like being, she has stolen from the Democrats. That's what I'm getting here. She's an energy vampire. This is a card of, something's wrong, something's missing. Yeah, her brains are missing, and she's extremely negative. Like I said, she stole this from them. She stole the wealthy Democrat, or all the, we could say she stole, this card can stand in for all of the small donations of anybody in Arizona who wanted to support the Democrats and gave, as much as they possibly could. And these would mostly be younger people. So, there's that. Maybe these cards are showing the future where she's going to be doing some other kind of a job, because she's ruined as a Democrat now. She's never going to get back in as a Democrat. And who knows how effective she would be as a Republican, because remember, this is where the Republicans are headed. They're committing suicide. So they need to revamp their party at some point. And I think, what is it? Lincoln's, whatever. The Lincoln Project. They're about their only hope. So, but then again, there are some stupid Democrats out there too. There are some dumb Democrats who are supporting her as well. It's a problem. But if this is her future, she's on a soul journey to be discovered as, this immature cheater who stole, and it's all going to end for her, because I read directionally, it's all going to end for her. But let me, just to be, safe or diligent, let me reshuffle quickly and look at her future. I can't imagine it could be well, but I could be wrong, so let me look. Kyrsten Sinema's future. I guess she'll maybe keep her Instagram account, and so she can flaunt her ridiculous jewelry and ginormous earrings and big giant glasses and think she's cool. Ugh. What is her political future? What's coming down the line for her? Or political abundant future. Yeah, look, see, I get the same card again. Okay. She's going to be working for the man. Maybe she can get a job. I'm doing some menial work for, well, not to put down any of that, but how about she gets a job for less than minimum wage, or minimum wage only, because she's not voting for minimum wage. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh goodness. I hope she learns her lesson. I don't know who this main male is here. It would be a man in her life, but I don't know if she has a guy in her life. Let me draw another card. Maybe I made a mistake there. Adjudication. That's interesting. Okay, let's keep this kind of open for now, but the theme of her future is, she might get some gifts to help her out, but the poverty card, this card is about not being able to make ends meet. And at nights over here, the toil and labor card that we had, yeah, she could make ends meet with this type of a job, but it's not, it's not what anybody wants. It's minimum wage. And if she doesn't want the minimum wage to even be $15, I mean, who the hell can even make it on $15 an hour? You can't. You have to have 2 or 3 wage earners in the house to be doing that. You know, you have to have the mom and the dad and a teenage kid or an adult kid, and they all pool their resources together. That's the only way that works. Or you rent a room in somebody's house. You can't even, $15 an hour doesn't even support an apartment to live alone. You can't. It just it doesn't. So that's what she wants. She wants to keep everybody, no, she doesn't even want the $15 an hour. She wants everybody at $7.25, the federal minimum wage. That's what she wants. That is just not, it's not doable. So that's what she's putting out there. And the gift that's going to come through to her, she's going to be gifted with poverty. And she's not going to like it. This other gift, see, that's the thing, is when you get a negative card, when you have this many negative cards, this card's neutral, this is neutral, this is positive, but all these negative cards flavor this, these 2 positive cards. Here's another negative card. This is neutral. Main male, I don't know. This card makes more sense to me in that maybe we'll see that she was gifted from, who knows if the main male is a Republican donor that had some great influence over her. I don't know. Or maybe I just drew the wrong card there. I'm definitely open to doing that, being human. But anyway, with the adjudication card here, knighting up to the gift card, and then the gift card knighting over here to the message of concern, this would be some type of a document, a subpoena or something that comes through, because maybe the gifts are exposed and then it ends her career and she has to answer for it. Because here's the theme, Yeah, the gift coming in her future. Remember, this is all her future. The gift she's receiving in her future is to be in poverty. And this poverty card knights up here to toil and labor. So I think she's out of politics. She can't be a Russian, or I'm sorry, what am I saying? A Republican plant. And I don't have any, foreign cards here. She can't be a Republican plant again because it won't work. And like I said before, the Republican Party is going nowhere, so that's not going to work for her. So she needs to find new work. But, being that she's made herself kind of semi-famous because she's a little bit of a fame whore like I was talking about before, everybody's going to know who she is. And maybe she can go work for some Republican. Maybe that's what this guy is here for. Or maybe she can be dependent on a man. Well, have fun with that. And this adjudication card brings in an investigation. A subpoena. These 2 cards are mirroring each other. A subpoena that is an investigation. So that's interesting. If it's not an investigation, it could be a negotiation, but this is the sad news card. So there's something here where she would have to negotiate because she doesn't like this message she's getting, this document. If this isn't a document or a subpoena, then it could just be that her psychological order is, she's having to confront herself within her psychological disorder. Gosh, look at her astrology. She's young enough to have, if she was born in the USA after 1968, legally their birth time has to be on the birth certificate. So I'm going to look for that. Because I'm wondering if maybe she's a Capricorn that's having some negative transits. But anyway, her future doesn't look good. The journey card can be the soul journey, and again the direction. We had that in the other spread. the direction is going towards, having to work in the community, and for not, this could be a factory job. She could end up working in an Amazon warehouse. And it would feel like poverty to her, but actually that would be a higher paying job than she wants to, let others have. Much higher paying, even though they're not unionized, and I don't know if they're ever gonna be, but they do, every time the workers squawk, they do raise their wages rather than, allow them to start a union. So, there's that, and that's the direction she's headed. Her good fortune is ending in the future. And she will be investigated. This main male that's under there, I still don't know who he is. We'll see about that in the future, unless I was just wrong in drawing that card. The money gifts, because that did come through with the tarot too, that with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. The money gifts will be investigated, like who really funded her campaign. Now, partly it was, and that's probably why I got both of those two cards. It was the Two of, let me see, are they still on the top? Yeah, they are. They're right here. Oops. They were Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups, or Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. So Pentacles is money, and, joining together is what the Two of Cups is all about. But twos could represent both parties. She had the hidden fundage coming in from the, well, that's not in the spread, the hidden fundage coming in from the Republicans, because she was the plant. And then she also had the fundage coming in from the Democrats, who thought they were putting a Democrat into place. It's kind of like what Jill Stein did way back when. But then again, with Obama. But Jill Stein was a Russian plant, which a lot of independents voted for, which takes away the vote from the two parties, So there was that. My goodness. Takes time for people to figure out what's really going on. But anyway, what's going on with this gal is it's all ending. There could be an investigation, at least a negotiation. She's not going to like it. She does have psychological disorder. To summarize, she's in negativity. She's like an energy vampire. There's something, something deficient within her that she's going to be confronted with. This is a card of crisis, and it's mirroring this Judication card. So, in her soul journey, these two cards are mirroring each other. I'm probably repeating myself. Her soul journey is going towards her working for minimum wage. So, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else here. Maybe her immaturity will be ending. Maybe this is about her new start as a politician will be ending. But she's not going to like her future. These are not good cards for future. There are too many negative cards around the two positive cards. So, okay, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. Thanks, you guys, for listening again, and I hope you're all doing well. Take good care. Bye.